Hey there, neighbors and naysayers. Clint Finney again. February 5th, 2022. We had this ice storm. Still have no power at the farm. We're on South Central Power here. The good thing is my house is AEP, so we still have power at my house, but we don't have any power at the farm. So yesterday we got our tractor PTO powered generator hooked up. Got it running, got the hogs all watered. Today's focus has been on getting water to all the cows. I realize that's 2 days, and some of you are saying, wow, they went 2 days without water. Well, not really. I mean, we had snow. We had really, really rainy weather the day before. We had snow. The cows were out. You can still see some up there on the hill, kind of walking around eating mouthfuls of snow. They had water. They probably didn't have enough, but they had some, and so you just gotta have to work through things and do what you can when you can. The hogs all got water. The bad thing is we had 21 new pigs born last night, so luckily the farrowing house is warm enough, but it really could be a lot warmer for those little ones. But with no power, there's not much we can do. They're going to be what they're going to be. Most of them look like they're going to make it. Everything's going to be fine, but that's good. I'm standing here on this Mirco water. It's been sitting here for 3 days. Luckily the ball was up the whole time, so it never froze. I can tell that now because I can hear the water hissing into there. So if it was froze, we'd have to take the top off of it, go down and get a bucket of water, pour on top to float, repeat until it gets thawed. Usually 1 bucket will do it. If it's really cold, it'll take 2 or 3 buckets to get them thawed. But as luck would have it, and I don't have a whole lot of luck in the last 3 or 4 days, both Mirco founts that we're using right now come thawed real quick. So I didn't have to do anything with them, didn't have to take top off of them, nothing. That's the one win I've had in the last 2 or 3 days. Without power, everything just is a chore. Everything's hard to do, everything's hard to get around. But these are grass-fed steers. Of course, they're on hay right now. They'll be finishing, some of them in June, some of them July, August, September of next year. You can see that one dude's got horns there. He's kind of my crap calf from a year ago. But he's growing, he's fine, he's got horns, and everybody says, whoa, what are you going to do about them horns? Well, you know what? The customers don't care whether the steer had horns or not. So when he goes, it won't matter. So that's what we've got going on today. We got water to them. We'll run the water here until everybody quits drinking, which will be 3, 4, 5 o'clock tonight, and then switch the generator over to the other farm, run the water for the hogs, get them watered up good before dark. When dark comes, we shut everything down, go home. We start the whole process over again the next morning. Luckily, the farrowing house stays warm enough that the water lines don't freeze. The little farm where the water comes for these guys, that barn gets cold, so it'll freeze. We got to start a process of heating it all up again and then turn the waters all on again. So that's where we're at. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about, best laid plans again. These cows are not stationary. They could move. We got spring development waters on the south side of the road. We don't have any on the north side of the road. We don't have any springs, any really good springs on the north side of the road. And our one tire trough that we do have over here, it got busted this fall, and we just haven't had a day to get over there and fix it. It's been too wet all fall to get there. So we could have moved them, and it would have taken probably the same amount of time to move them as it would to thaw the water and pump water. But I got 2 groups here. Both groups would have to go over. Both groups would have to stay separated, and both groups would have to come back here to eat hay whenever we get power. And my luck, the way my luck runs, I figured the power would come on about 5 minutes after I got them all across the road. So we just went ahead and did this. We'll leave them like this until it starts to thaw. Once it thaws, then we'll move the cows to the heavy use pad, and these guys will go back on grass once we get snow off the grass. Best sent me a thing today. Longest on record for snow on the ground around here is 63 days. That was in the winter of '78. Where tomorrow will be 3 weeks of snow cover. that's a really, really long stretch. And so people ask me, well, doesn't that affect what you want to do as far as grazing through the winter? No. You know, I plan on feeding a month, 2 months, 3 months of hay to these grass-fed steers. I plan on feeding 3 or 4 to the cows. Someday I'll get to where I won't. Someday I'll get to where I only plan for a month worth of hay. But I plan for that month, and if I'm going to feed hay, this is the best scenario I've got for feeding hay, other than not having power. So with that, I'll say, see you next time.